catches, puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound Bosch. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
Oh yeah. We packing somebody up tonight. Hey. Come on in, take your shoes off before we close the door. Few rules, heat packing the air. We about to blow. This the basement, ain't nobody safe. You already know. Grab a seat and kick your feet before you get too comfortable. You want the X's and the O's, the Trey, yes and no, friends and the foes, the Butlers and the Herro. You can feel it in your soul. But when the ring is the goal, but if somebody need to go, we be sure to let you know. Going hard for my dogs is an everyday thing. Like Jimmy down the lane of 13 off the screen. Whole squad keep it tucked like number 17. Bring your takes and your memes. Going hard for the team. Going down in the basement. It's going down in the basement. Get your takes off. Get your takes off. Going down in the basement.
Yeah! Welcome to the Basement Sports Network post-game show. I'm your host, Royal A. Shepherd, and I'm joined today by Ed Donardo, here to do what he does best, get on my fucking nerves. Ed, how are you doing today?
Gotta say, man, I'm feeling a bit optimistic tonight.
Oh, my God. You are a fucking dog out here. My dog pulling up one time to work, and she sent the tweet out, so she getting overtime today. Jess, how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm back.
For sure. We got the man Stone with the nastiest Philadelphia 76ers agenda I've ever heard in my life. Stone, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Royal. We're, I think, about 24 hours away from Cain the Conqueror coming through and wrecking shit. I'm doing great.
Ooh, and speaking of Cains, we rounded out this panel with probably my favorite Cain of them all, even though he gets on my nerves the most. The boy Cain, Kendall, how you doing today, my boy?
I am disappointed, but I'm doing good.
Disappointed in this game? We'll get into that. We'll see. So the Miami Heat dropped the game 116-105 to the Brooklyn Nets. Mikal Bridges went the fuck off. 45 points from him. Jimmy Butler decided to take his all-star break early. Bam turned up late in the game. Max and Gabe decided they was going to play for their contracts today. This game was just – it was a solid game, I guess, but it was just – I don't know. So I'll rely on y'all to tell me what it was. Kendall, we're going to start with you. Give me your thoughts on the game,
bro. Disappointed. Terrible. Like, they let how much Cam Bridges? Mikal Bridges went for 45 of them things, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, he nice. I like him as a basketball player, but he ain't 45 points in the middle of February. It's like, not against a team that had Jimmy Butler on it. And Jimmy Butler is this superstar to some people. He's supposed to be one of them ones to some people. He's this guy who is a franchise player, a max player, a 6-time All-Star, who was crying about him not making an All-Star team. And he just let Mikal Bridges put 45 on our head. Like, it got to come to a point, especially with this mid-ass team. G5 is the second name, because last game we had a whole G League team out there. Like, it was 5 G League players out there. We got a lot of G Leaguers on this team, bro. Like, I'm not with the excuses that, wait for Jimmy in the playoffs. Like, bro, like, this ain't the NBA I grew up on. Like, NBA I grew up on, my star player come out to play every game that he out there, and he play like him. You know what I'm saying? Want to be the best player on the court every single night. And I don't know if that's Jimmy's like mentality. Is it necessary every night? No. But when you got a guy like Mikal Bridges, who's not a superstar, like is not an all-star yet, even though I think he has all-star talent, going out there, dropping 45 and whatever you want to everybody, like, bro. And Jimmy, you grew up, like, you came into this game being this defensive player first. You know what I'm saying? You made all NBA plenty of times on defensive end. Like, you got to go shut that shit down, bro. This shit just disappointing. I think personally, the foundation and the cracks are starting to begin. And who Jimmy Butler is, like, I don't think he's no star player every night. And I think it's a slow grind to that point. Like Russell Westbrook ain't just fall off a cliff, y'all. It's like it took him a while to get there. You know what I'm saying? And I think this is the beginning. I don't think Jimmy personally. I don't think he can, and I think he was the reason that we lost tonight. Losses on him.
So I think you make it very. Mikal Bridges was giving everybody that work, but to your point, Jimmy should have stopped that, but Mikal just gave Jimmy the work too. And like I said, I felt like Jimmy checked out of his game like before it even started. Jimmy was waiting on that vacation.
Like, I feel like for NBA players, at least players, kind of let me like not say any NBA player, but those guys, like once they start getting going, like it's kind of too late. Like it's like that. Like once they start that ball get to rolling, like, and that's what I think happened. Like, yeah, he tried to check him, but by the time he tried to check him, it was like, okay, I'm finna take these jumpers. I'm finna like cut to the basket off your ass, your old ass, and get to the rim. So yeah.
I'm finna do what the fuck I want to do. Want to thank my guy Dan and Film Gen for the $5 dono. He said, been a while since we said this, but Duncan is an overpaid bum. He said, see you all next week when we get whooped by the Bucks. Not for sure, bro. We got 9 days off until the next game because we got the All-Star break. And don't worry, I'm trying to get through this show as fast as possible so that we can take our break right along with them folks. Want to thank Dash Jordan, the nasty man, with the $2 dono. He said a new player with a new career high, Mikal Bridges. Is this Mikal Bridges' career high or was this his like season high? I think this is his season high.
I thought they said career.
His career high.
Well,
I can't imagine dude having many 45-point games.
That's true, but if he played Miami every night, he might average 30. Luke Apollon, thank you for the $4.99 dono. He said, I thought KD left the Nets, and then I see Bridges impersonating KD like he never left. Not for sure. You see my name, bro. They call that boy Mikal the Durantula Bridges. James Todd with the $10. Yeah, thank you, James Todd with the $9.99 dono. He said Miami dressed 11 players. 8 of them were undrafted. Wait, 8 of them? I seen 9 players in the rotation. We only had 2 of them. 8 of them were undrafted. What are we doing? We are severely lacking when it comes to talent. Also, I'm over Jimmy in this I'll play when I want attitude. Trade him. A lot of people are coming over to this, are starting to switch over to this narrative of getting rid of Jimmy Butler. And I feel like the boy Alex Sheltman is somewhere smiling. Luke Apollon with the $1.99 dono again. He said, why does everyone get career highs against us? What the fuck? I have no idea. But we're going to throw it to my guy Stone. Stone, give me your thoughts on tonight's game.
Man, I think that point you made earlier about Gabe Vincent and Max Strus trying to earn those contracts tonight, that was the story of the game for me. I mean, our role players were doing everything other than playing their roles. They were literally trying to do everything outside of their role. It was like the team agreed, let's try and execute the worst basketball game plan that we possibly can going into this All-Star break. And Duncan Robinson rushed back from injury to make sure that they could make it happen. So salute to him. This team needs a break. I think that's pretty obvious. A lot of guys seem disinterested. Hopefully they find it when they get back. I would be surprised. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't, though. I mean, like, everyone just seems really checked out at this point. I feel like that's a theme we've been hammering over and over again. But if you didn't see it tonight, I don't know where else you're going to see it.
The boy, Stone, you know, I think it's interesting that you said motherfuckers was out here trying to play the worst role ever, and your name is 55 Fan Club tonight, and that boy came out there and played the same fucking role he been playing for 2 years. Op numero uno. We got documents tonight, and I'm gonna talk about that because them shit, same thing. Want to go with Dan the Film Gent with the $5 dono. He said, time to put Mikal's jersey in the rafters of the random heat scrub killers. It's random scrub heat killers. But Mikal Bridges is not a scrub. So I can't. I don't know if we can go with him.
Mikal Bridges is the 3rd best player on this roster.
On our roster?
If he just moved over, yeah. He might be the best player on the Nets.
I'm about to say, is he the 2nd best player? Because Jimmy don't want to play all the time. Like, Mikal is a good basketball player, so we ain't going to call him a scrub. But, yeah, like, it's another dude who did things above his head against the Miami Heat. Nikola, shout out to the game. What's up, gang? With the 499, don't know. She said, I'm tired of this Jimmy Butler bill. I've been packing him up since the summer, and I'm going to keep doing it. Dude living off of 1 playoff run, 2 playoff runs. He living off the bubble one and the one last year. But, you got a home here if you're trying to pack Jimmy. We already got some people over here who own that. I want to thank David Sasson with the $2 don't know. He said, Duncan really a Pollo Tropical, Garrison Matthews. Bro, first of all, that way we'll get to Duncan, David. We'll get to Duncan because, he played, so we got to talk about him. Jess, go ahead and give me your thoughts on the game tonight.
Nothing. I agree with a lot of what's been said, and I think, you go 3 quarters with Bam having 10 points, I think it was, and Jimmy, finishing with 13. We don't have the way our roster is currently constructed. That's just, you can't. And, I was watching some of these guys now, seeing like Brooklyn's like new team, and I'm like, they've got some dudes. I'm not sure how they're all going to play together. Like at one point I was like, they got 5 power forwards out on the court. Everyone's like 6'8", like must be nice. But anyway, the point is they're a better team. And, we were in the game and we should have, we should have been able to finish that one, but no one could stop Mikal. It was part of the problem for all these like defensive guys that we're supposed to have. Like I didn't see anybody getting in that man's way. So, and with Jimmy, like, look, like I feel like I don't want to speculate, but here's what I think. I think Kyle's not that hurt. I think he's done. I think he's butthurt that, we're very open about the fact that we were going to get rid of him. And I think that Jimmy's starting to realize that this team's in shambles and we don't have what it takes. He's like, what are we doing in like a 6 seed? Like, and he's going to have that I don't give a shit attitude. He's going to decide I want to play today or I don't want to play today. Like if you just watch his face, he was just like emotionless on the court today. Like it didn't matter. It was just like another game.
He didn't give a fuck.
So, how are we going to tell him like you should give a fuck? I couldn't say that to him with a straight face because I'm like, I don't even know what we're doing. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we're doing. I mean, we had this guy, Bouye, is that how it's pronounced? My dad was calling him Bouye, but anyway, like, this guy, we have this guy playing 13 minutes on this team. Like, okay, so he's playing some defense. Like at this point, like we literally have all these guys that we asked for like one little thing from them. Like, if Max can hit like 2 threes or if Duncan can come in and hit 2 threes, like this is like, where is the bar? Like, where are our expectations for all these guys? Like our roster is just like, it's just really bad. And I won't get into like the individual players yet, but it's bad. And the only way that we would have won this game was with Bam or Jimmy or both taking over. And honestly, I'm a little disappointed in Bam, not just because he didn't have like this great offensive night, but he was not like taking advantage of the defenders that he had on him. When Claxton wasn't on him, he's bigger than Dorian Finney-Smith. He's bigger than all these guys. He could have taken advantage of that. And I felt like he just didn't. Like he was just like there. So
Yes.
We
can't pass the ball inside the paint.
Yeah, you're right. We'll put him some slack.
And another thing that I wanted to correct you on, we are not the 6th seed. We are the 7th seed as of this loss.
Now?
And the Knicks are the 6th seed. We are the 7th seed, so we are officially in the play-in game right now. That should be fun for y'all to go ahead and debate amongst yourselves. Want to thank Luke Apollon again with the $4.99 don't know. He said the 5-man wing lineup the Nets have is low-key a problem. The Nets are a team that gave away their 2 best players, but in return, they are building something solid over there. They have a lot of guys who can defend, and they got a few guys who can put the ball in the hole. So look, they might not be good right now, but they're going to be hell to deal with. And I don't want anybody to go in here assuming that the Miami Heat are just head and shoulders above them. Like, that's a team that we probably would have a lot of trouble with. Thank you, David Sasson, with the $5 don't know. He said, Kyle breaking records right now at Miami Grill and CC's Pizza, putting up Wilt numbers out that bitch at CC's. Thank you, Alex Campbell, with the $5 don't know. He said, I got 50 million reasons he should give a fuck. Yeah, for sure. Like, I think that is a good point. Like, $50 million every game, you should give a fuck. Anthony DiNardo, go ahead and say things in words and stuff, bro.
Listen, I understand the frustration, okay? Nobody likes losing the last game before the All-Star break. I get it, all right? But let's put some perspective on this. Brooklyn came into this season as the 3rd championship favorites. This is a good team. Miami went in tonight missing 2 starters, their entire starting backcourt, and they only had 8 turnovers. So you're telling me Miami was in the game until about 5 minutes ago, Brooklyn got hot against the team that coming into this season, people considered championship locks without your starting backcourt. And like I said, only 8 turnovers. This should be okay. Listen, let me get to some of these comments. James Todd, we appreciate your donos, man. But I saw your comment earlier. When did it become a bad thing to have good players? Because they're undrafted, that all of a sudden you look at them in a negative light. These guys are playing because they're NBA players. And I'm sorry that just because they're undrafted, they're not good enough for you. If they weren't good enough to play, they wouldn't be in the league. All right. They should be proud of this team. It's a team that's above them in the standings. It took a role player scoring 45 points just for them to win, and Jimmy had an off night. So the fact that he were even in this game is a positive sign to me. And if this was 2019, they're the 7th seed. If this was 2019, they'd still be in the playoff spot. If this was 2019, it's not. There's a playing game now. But if it was 2019, the 7th seed is in the playoffs. So let's not act like this team is falling apart. We saw a lot of good things from Bam today. And Brooklyn is a deep team, man. Even outside of Mikal Bridges, we saw Drew Smith sitting on the bench. We know how good a player he is. We saw him in his organization earlier this year. And he didn't even play. Yuta Watanabe leads the league in 3-point percentage. He didn't even get in. It'd be nice if Duncan could hit a shot. But we'll get into him later. This is a good team they lost to. And without a starting backcourt, I'm not mad at it. They'll have some guys coming back after the All-Star break, and I'm hoping they can make a run into the second half of the season.
I know damn well you didn't say that for yourself. Did you play Don DeMarco for yourself, bro? Because I know nobody else
did that. I did that.
I'm about to say, ain't nobody else will sit up here.
I don't do my own ad-libs. I ain't going to do that.
But you damn sure tripping. Oh, somebody say 175 people and 15 likes. Y'all putting up regular season Jimmy numbers. Like the video. No, for sure. Like this video, and if you have not already made it. Yeah. George, he's y'all make sure y'all like this video, subscribe to the network. Yeah, let's get into some of these individual performances. And I want to start with Bam. Because his stat line ended 24-13. But that's not what he was doing out there tonight. Bam wasn't doing shit. He put up some late pointless buckets to get that number, that average up, which I ain't gonna lie, I kind of fuck with. Like, I like stat pad, Bam. Like, I fuck with it. Get your numbers, but he didn't really do shit. Kendall, go tell me what you thought about Bam game tonight.
Before I do that, I'm gonna thank our bruh for the $4.99 dono. People complain about Jimmy sitting the fourth too long. You know I got you, bro. But he is not even playing the whole game. Does Jimmy even care about the season anymore? Oh, bro, I don't know. You know, it really makes me think. It really makes me wonder. But yeah, Bam did some good things out there. Let me mute the TV. Bam's padded the stats. Good for him. I don't know if y'all watching what I'm watching. But every time Bam catch the ball, either behind the 3-point line or above the free throw line, it's never like really gonna end well, like for him personally. Like, and he catches the ball there a lot. Like, it's frustrating as hell. Like, we got this athletic power like forward/center guy that has Dorian Finney-Smith on him, like Jess said. Guys that's not named Nick Claxton. And he was actually bullying Nick Claxton. I actually like what I saw from him when he would get the ball on defense off a rebound and push the ball and go straight at Nick Claxton. Yeah, and it's like we run these 2 screens and they're gonna get into the hands of the superstars. One's named Maxwell Strus and the other one's named Nnamdi Vincent, because on God, they must they must be playing for the contract, or they must be, I don't know what the fuck they doing, bro, to be real. Like, they superstars. The only song that they listen to, warm up, pregame, ever since they became a Miami Heat player and got a standard contract in the NBA, is Lupe Fiasco Superstar. Like, if you are what you say you are, a superstar, have no fear, because the shot is here. Like, there's not a shot that them bitches see that they don't like. Bro, bruh, it was literally a point where Gabe Vincent got Claxton switched onto him, and I believe it was Joe Harris. Decided he looked over at Bam and said, I'm gonna take this bitch and tweet dribble, step back twice, and said, I'm gonna attack Nick Claxton off the dribble. Put the ball down one time and took a 3-point shot. And I'm like, what in the fuck is going on? And to think that that does not have a long-term effect, or not a long-term effect, or have some type of effect on Bam's game. Like, bro, like if you get a switch, you gotta swing the ball to get it inside, bro. Like, they do not stop chucking shots. And I will say like Bam did some good things passing the ball. Like, he would get the ball at the elbow, so there was like back cuts available, and Max did a good job of that, so Bam was able to hit him. But overall, bro, like the offense is sickening. I kind of feel for the man to some degree. But what I do like, bro, like no matter what, that motherfucker's staying aggressive. And because he padded his stats, I'm gonna give him a B+ for the game because he missed 3 free throws. So that's free money right there, Bam. You gotta get that. But yeah, for bruh to still get his and not be featured, it just frustrates me as a fan because it just makes me wonder, like, bro, if you had people who could penetrate the paint off the bounce without a screen, or people who can actually play pick and roll, it just makes me wonder, how good is this man actually at basketball on the offensive end? Or if you had people who could fucking defend and you didn't have to switch and he didn't have to use his energy switching off on the guards, it makes me wonder how much more is there in his game. And we won't never find out until they make that one move I'm not going to mention that needs to be made. And until it's made, we're going to be trash. And that just is what it is.
I ain't gonna lie. The boy Alex Shelton has mentioned it a couple of times. And hey, bro, every game that passes, bro, I'm getting closer to mentioning it. And y'all know how I do. When I start mentioning it, I'm going to mention it every fucking time I talk. And I talk more than everybody on the goddamn show. So y'all will be hearing that bitch every 3 seconds. Bro, better tighten up. I'm not playing, bro. Bro, better tighten up. Imagine Bear with a star point guard. Think it will raise his ceiling to 25 to 27 points. Bro, like, real shit, bro. Like,
I think 23, 24. Like,
cool. Like, but that's fine though, bro. Because you're not looking at, like, nobody's looking at Bam to lead your team on offense. But to get a consistent 23 to 24 out somebody as a second option, you cooking, bro. Like, you got something there. Thank you, somebody with a $2 dono. He said Duncan came back to remind us he's worse than Lowry. That's up for debate, big dog. That actually might be a whole separate stream that we got to do to figure out which one of them is least impactful, Duncan or Lowry. Stone, give me your thoughts on Bam game tonight, bro.
Yeah, no, I think Dale hit like all the points. Like Jess said, there were some matchups where I was like, why isn't Bam taking advantage of this? And then I just had to remind myself that they can't pass the ball inside. I mean, I think there was one play where he got a switch onto someone. It might have been the play Dale was talking about. And Strus basically took a logo 3. It's like, who the fuck do you think you are, Max Strus? I'm sorry. You and Gabe Vincent combined for 5 for 18 from 3 tonight. That is just horrific. We took 28 threes. They took 18 of them. That's insane. Max Strus is a terrible basketball player. He can't play defense, and now he can't shoot either. So what can he do? He can't run. Can he breathe? We're finding out, I guess. Gabe Vincent, awful. Threat hammers this point. I'm going to be here to hammer it for him since he's not with us tonight. I don't ever want to hear a nice thing about Gabe Vincent ever. He's just dog shit. Being better than Kyle Lowry does not make you good at basketball. It simply just makes you better than Kyle Lowry, which was the situation the team was dealing with when they handed him the keys to play starting point guard. But he's not good, and I want him gone too. These players are really, really, really bad. And even I, who was like holding out longest on Udonis Haslem and like, this don't really bother me. Even that shit's starting to bother me. I'm just so bothered by this roster construction. We do have to blow it up. It's like like I'm the biggest don't trade Jimmy guy in our group. And even I am kind of starting to see this writing on the wall that this team can't go anywhere with the build as it exists. And unfortunately, a part of that is the only assets on the team are Bam and Jimmy. So Bam's a younger player. You got to build around him. And if you want to build around him, I don't see other outlets for them to make that happen. I just hope when they make it happen, they don't like double down on mistakes, which they probably will. They've shown us that they like to do that. But when it happens, like, just get us like De'Aaron Fox. I want De'Aaron Fox. I'll do anything for De'Aaron Fox. Put him and Bam together and just let God work magic.
So the boy got the right team, wrong players though, ain't it, Dale?
Oh,
right
I got
team,
a
wrong.
package. Right team, wrong player.
Right team, wrong. And we're gonna come to you, bro. And give me your thoughts on Bam, bro.
Yeah, apparently people weren't very happy with how I started this episode. I gotta address some of these comments here first. First, Jess, she's trying to tell me, Ant, this is a completely different team. Listen, Jess, they still got a couple of the same guys. You still got Ben Simmons, Joe Harris, Royce O'Neal, and those guys. But even if you want to say they're different, that's fine. I think you'd agree it makes the Heat hard to game plan against them if they have a different roster. Certainly not mad at them for that. And then also I want to shout out, Ant, can you let these fans know that a healthy Kyle Lowry serves you? You're preaching to the choir, Henley. We're going to get to that. Also want to shout out my guy, Vic Papa, who said UD was undrafted. Exactly. UD was a guy that Heat fans loved for a decade. And now all of a sudden, the last 10 years, nobody likes him no more. I don't know why. I don't know when this idea that undrafted players suck started happening. But anyways, as far as Bam, he obviously was good tonight. He had a lot of shots that fell short on the rim. But personally, I'd really like to see him get Duncan more looks. Duncan took 7 threes tonight. One of them was an air ball, so I don't even know if that counts. It might have been a pass. I'm not exactly sure. But we saw 3 years ago that dribble handoff. It like led all shots and points per possession. It was like fucking Bam, Duncan dribble handoff, and then Kareem skyhook. Like Duncan could have passed LeBron if they would have kept spamming that dribble handoff. For some reason, they went away from it. It's like Bam got paid, and now he thinks he's DeMar DeRozan all of a sudden. I'd really like to go back to that, especially Duncan coming back from the finger injury. The Heat have obviously been playing for the last couple of weeks, and I don't think it's a coincidence that Duncan's been out for a lot of that time. So, but Duncan will be back after the All-Star break. Hopefully they get him some more looks after, and I'm glad he was at least able to get his feet wet before coming. Thank you, DeMar. I know I'm cooking. It has to be said. That's all. I mean, you paid the guy for a reason. You didn't pay him because he sucks. Am I right? You know, otherwise you wouldn't have paid him, right? But yeah, just give Bam more looks. I really like their connection out there.
Uppercut. Yeah, I wish we could just. I refuse.
Down under. Man from down under.
Yeah, bro. I refuse to comment on whatever the fuck it is that Ant is doing right now. Like,
do you not remember the dribble handoff? That was elite. Why stop? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Y'all want to get mad at Duncan Robinson for being ass, but then they don't run their entire offense around him no more. How can you possibly expect them to succeed? It's hard. That's all I'm saying.
Shut up, bro. Just could you please bring this back to real good hoop talk and talk about Bam?
I think we covered, but that really threw me off. We covered most of it. I feel like, I mean, look, like he, again, quiet game. Like I felt for him on a couple of shots that really were just rimming out. But you know, it was
don't feed into Ant bullshit in these comments. Like, stop encouraging him. Yo, shut the fuck up. Yeah, I was doing it right before. Now, don't encourage him. I'm sorry, Jess. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm pretty much done. I looked at the box score and I was surprised that he was like our leading scorer because it was one of those games that just didn't feel like it. Like you guys said, I think he had 14 in the fourth quarter and 10 the whole rest of the game. So too little, too late. We needed you earlier. Like that's it.
Yeah, I'm with that because that's what I was thinking. I was like, look, the box score looks great. And if you watch the box score, you think Bam was impactful all night long. That's why I was looking at the boy Dale a little bit funny when he was talking about he giving him a B+. That was not what that was for Bam. That was a solid C game.
That's not what it was.
That was a C. That was a C. That was a C game from Bam. Excuse me. I bet
I love
you're
a good
not gonna
stat
change.
pad.
Yeah, stat pad take it to a B+, bro.
I fuck with a good stat pad.
I did fuck with the stat pad, so I could go C+. I cannot get that boy B for this game. Bro did not do nothing all game, bro, on the offensive side of the ball. Except for, you know what I mean, like when Claxton was pressing up on him early, like finding people with the passing game was nice. I would prefer to see him try and be a little more aggressive off the dribble against Claxton. But whatever. I want to talk about somebody who I'm giving a D or an F, and that's Jimmy Butler. Boy don't give a fuck about – he don't care, bro. And we're going to get Ant ass out the way early. Ant, talk about Jimmy Butler, bro.
I didn't prepare for this one yet. Listen, man.
That's why you muted yourself so we don't have to listen.
No. Oh, what's that mean? No. Listen, everybody knows Jimmy Butler is a playoff player. Why does anybody care what he does in the regular season? Like, they're going to get to the playoffs. They're the 7th seed. I remember they have the whole playing thing now, but we all know he's a playoff player. What he does now is irrelevant. And when he has to carry the offensive load on his team when other guys are struggling, I don't blame him if he needs his rest. I mean, he's getting paid to perform in the playoffs, not to perform every single game. I mean, he could be like Kevin Durant right now, who's hurt. Kyrie Irving just got hurt again. He just got traded to the team. If Jimmy Butler taking nights off like this means he will be healthy come playoff time, then I'm all for it. So that's all I got.
I was one of the people who started the season saying I didn't care how much Jimmy Butler played this year. Like, I started the season like that. I just rest for the playoffs. I don't give a fuck. That was until I saw this team struggling to beat the Charlotte Hornets. And now I'm not on that no more. Motherfucker, you got to play. Your team needs you. You have to play. Just talk about Professor Dick Eater. Talk about Jimmy's game tonight.
Well, and I was going to say, like, if he's going to take the night off, I'd rather him do it in street clothes with a chain and not play 32 minutes of I don't give a shit, I don't want to be here basketball on the court. Like, he knows. I mean, he knows how our roster is constructed, and he knows that if he and Bam have a bad game at the same time, it is literally impossible for us to win. I don't think it's possible. Like, we would have to have like things that just don't happen, like career nights for, like, you know, 5 of our undrafted guys. Like, it just won't happen. And so I don't think he cares that much. I'm very much into watching like body language. He just did not seem like interested in it. And it's like, you know, on the one hand, it's like, you know, there's a difference between being in a playoff spot and a play-in game. Like, but I don't even know, again, like, where is our bar? Like, where do we want to be? Like, does he care about being in the playoffs? Does he think that we'd go anywhere in the playoffs? I mean, obviously that would be very wishful thinking, but still, so it's like, I feel like he's getting to a point now where it's like the All-Star break is kind of like this like defining point, like we're nearing like the end of the season kind of, and I just don't think he cares. I don't blame him. Like, I don't blame him, but also it's like, we need you. So it's like, do we, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Cause it's like this tough spot. Like,
are you saying he had a bad game tonight though? Or are you saying that he had a bad game tonight?
He had a mediocre game. I mean, 13 points and nothing else. And really not great defense from Jimmy. It's not good enough for our
nothing else.
Best player.
He didn't shoot well, but he still had 6 assists. He made up for it. He was perfect from the free throw line. He was second in the starting lineup in plus minus with a -9.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up, bro. Just shut up. I cannot deal with you doing this to me, bro. Shut up, bro. He was not good, bro.
It was bad.
He was down. He was fucking this motherfucking Ant, bro. He gonna make my blood pressure go through the roof with this bullshit. So don't talk about Jimmy Butler, because that's your man's. And he played like ass tonight.
Yeah, no. I will say something that has me a little worried is like last game and this game, he gets to that shot off the block where it's like a turnaround and he puts up this super high, soft, like fadeaway, I don't know, 6-foot jumper. And normally that is automatic. And I've seen him tonight. He bricked bad on it. The last game, he missed it way long. It's just like I am starting to see little things that, like, normally when Jimmy plays, like it's like clean product. And I'm with Jess on that point. Like if he's gonna sit in the the smiley face with the star, whatever his big face logo is, like just don't go out and do these kind of performances, because these performances are actually bad for the team. When you don't play, like I guess you can make an argument, good experience for other guys, whatever. I think it's always bad when he doesn't play, but when you play and you just go through the motions, you are really having like this ripple effect on, like, no one can really argue against that you're having this ripple effect against these guys. And it was a lot of that, let's watch Gabe Vincent and Max Strus play basketball tonight while we're Jimmy Butler and, I guess Bam to a lesser extent, but while I'm Jimmy Butler, I just watch and you guys take over the show and I don't really have to do anything. So it is like this blend, like speaking to what Jess said of like, why would he want to do anything? But also this blend of like, I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know whose job, if it's captain, whose job it is to go in there and say like, listen, Jimmy, you can't take a backseat to the freaking Gabe Vincent, Max Strus firework 3-point show. But that conversation needs to be had. And it's ridiculous it hasn't already been had. We can't keep watching this. I don't know how else to say it. We just can't keep watching it.
You know what, Stone, bro? I think it does need to be had, but I don't think it will be. Like, I think that the Heat, like, even Jimmy's first year here, we were begging for Jimmy to shoot more, and he was doing more of that driving to the rim pass and kicking it out of shit. Like, and we just let that shit ride. Yeah, and everybody lauds him for his playoff run last year where he was actually shooting the ball, but that's not what he does while he's here. Like, he passes the ball, he lets other guys kind of do it, and we can't have that. Just you wanted to say something real quick?
I was just gonna say, like, Jimmy, like, to me, his whole career, like, he's always been like, in a nice way, like selfless. I want to get everybody a basket before me. But in the playoffs, it's like we don't win a game, we don't move on to the next round, we don't progress anything unless I drop 40. So I don't think that's ever like the position that he wants to be in. And I don't think he's like, it's kind of crazy to say, but he's not like this like score first guy. Like he really gets everybody involved in the offense. He'll take a shot when he has a good look and whatever. But he doesn't want to have to drop 40. But also he can't do the opposite and not play and have 13. He could have had 20 tonight. He had some assists, like you're right, but he could have played some defense and had a bigger impact on the game. And instead he played like, I don't care. And he shouldn't have the pressure on him to drop 40 every night like he did in the playoffs the past 2 years, But he is kind of like a look to pass, get everybody involved. Like he's a playmaker in that sense, but it's like, we have no option, unfortunately. Like we don't have the luxury of being able to be like, you don't take shots or like, look for somebody else or whatever. Like we just don't.
And to that end, we don't pay him to be that. Like we don't pay him to be a facilitator. The way that Jimmy Butler has to play is a direct result of the people who are here on this roster, which is something that we've been harping on. One of the main reasons is Jimmy wanted this homeboy Kyle Lowry here. Kyle Lowry does not provide anything. So it's up to Jimmy to take up that load. I've heard Kendall make that point 1,000 times. And so I'm just going to take it and use it as my own and not give him any credit for it. So Kendall, find some new shit to say about Jimmy Butler.
First I would say thank Kendall for the $2 donut since you took something from
me.
Thank
Kendall.
I'm gonna take it for a stop giving Jimmy a effing pass. I hope you're having a good night. Big man Bubba from down under said 199 donut said this team is boring. I'd rather swallow glass. You on your own. But nah, something that Jess said. She said something, like that kind of caught my attention. That she understands that Jimmy, like with the guys he's playing with and why he might not be this. And who the fuck is Jimmy Butler? Who the fuck is Jimmy Butler?
A drafted player.
Cool. Who the fuck is Jimmy Butler in terms of greatness in the NBA in a Miami Heat jersey? How many championships has he won?
Kendall, but we have him on the court with Bouye and Highsmith, so it's all relative.
That is in part his fault. So I'm like, he can't go out there and play like that. Kyle Lowry is his man's. You can't. It's unacceptable. We make fun of LeBron for bringing Russ there, but guess what he did? He made sure that nigga got out of there. So it's like you can't have this shit both ways. Jimmy got to show up and play. Like, I know what he can do in the playoffs from time to time, but bro, that shit is not. It's just not where this team is at. The talent level is not there. Like, bro, you gotta. He played so trash today. I mean, and he does this every once in a while where he seems uninterested, and it's like, bro, you got to be interested every game, like, because and you know, Stone with this, it might his lack of intensity might have an effect on other guys. Absolutely not, my brother, because those guys are G leaguers. They are here today and gone tomorrow. Like, this shit can be taken from them like that. They had to grind and get it out the mud to get here, bro. Them boys is never gonna be affected by the way Jimmy play in terms of whether they gonna bring it every night. Cause they know they right back to the G League. Highsmith know his leash short. Bouye know he got about 3 days left on his 10-day. Strus playing for another contract. They know that guy. They know, bro. If we talk about the narrative, guys leave Miami and they become shit. You think they don't know that narrative? Josh Richardson, Justice Winslow, Hassan Whiteside, Derrick Jones Jr., who is shit here too. Tyler Johnson.
Dog, first of all, I'm not gonna let you do that. Derrick Jones Jr. was Caleb Martin before Caleb Martin fucking you 10 minutes.
Also, like all the players you listed and to call him shit, like
Derrick Jones Jr. was a big pile of dookie. But anyways, my point is, like, no, they don't get affected by Jimmy because they gotta get it out the mud and get everything that they can get. So, but Jimmy, like, bro, like, it's a standard, at least for me, because this, like I said, this ain't the NBA I grew up on. Dwayne Tyrone Wade, I think that's his middle name. I might have made it up.
That's right.
He wasn't hooping like that. Like, he wasn't disinterested when he put that Heat jersey on. You know,
even the season they won 15 games, Wade went out there and put on.
You feel
like until he got hurt, like he tried, even on them sorry ass teams, like he gave it. He gave it a go.
They sacrificed two years of his prime, which he was a part of, and he was all right with because he knew the plan. In the 08 Olympics, like, Jimmy don't get that pass. Fuck no.
I just want to. I wasn't. To me, like, I'm not. I didn't want it to come across like I was giving him a pass. I'm trying to, like, get in, like, his mindset and be like, if I looked around and saw these guys, I would just say, like, damn, like, every night. Like, I just would not ever be. But that doesn't excuse it. That doesn't mean
that's his fault though, Jess.
So I judge Jimmy Butler like he's a $75 million player. Exactly. Like, not because you have to make up for the production of you and Kyle Lowry. Like that every night. If Jimmy Butler don't want to play tonight, fine. Jimmy Butler need to do what Kyle Lowry should be doing. So I judge him like he's a $75 million player every night. And that's just the way Luke Babbitt can help. Shut up, Jose. We missed David Sasson. Don't know. Go ahead, Sean.
I kind of have an issue with this, like, pinning Lowry on Jimmy Butler agenda, and, like, he's partially to blame. But listen, Jimmy Butler has other friends in the league. It's not his fault the front office traded for his sorriest friend. Like,
did you not?
I put way more blame on the front office. The front office could have said, Jimmy, this is a 37-year-old fat piece of shit with broken knees. He's not taking our team anywhere. So I'm not going to let them off the hook. You want to blame Jimmy for it? Like, fine.
No. It's not letting them off the. It's not letting them off the hook. They definitely carry some of the blame since it's their job to make these decisions.
It's all their blame, in my opinion.
No, it's not. You cannot absolve Jimmy Butler of any blame out of this situation because he wanted him here. And like we've said millions of times before, you listen to your best player when they want you to make a move. Like, you want to keep him happy. He wanted Kyle Lowry here, so we brought Kyle Lowry here. And, of course, there was mutual interest between the franchise. But still, he wanted his friend here too. So it's like, I blame the front office. But on that court, your ass is responsible for him not being out here.
That's my point. Night in and night out, when they play games, it's on him. When we look at the outlook of the team and how can we make a move? We can't do nothing at the trade deadline. That. That's on the front office because they gave him the contract. But every night on that court where they supposed to play, like, that's, bro. Did you not hear that press conference when he was keying like this shit was all fun and games, saying Lowry not going nowhere? Like, come on, bro. Like, he has to hold some responsibility in that. David Sampson, I want to thank you for the $5 dono. Do y'all agree Duncan literally has a shot from Andre Robertson and athleticism from a 104 Udonis Haslem. Duncan got a lot of things, and none of it has to do with basketball talent. So yes, you're right.
I think that's a good transition. Let's talk about Duncan. We ain't talked about his ass in a minute. The boy came into the game. I saw some Duncan Robinson dick eating in the timeline. Like the boy came back, shot 2 of 7, did Duncan things. He got a foul quick. Like as soon as he checked in, he fouled somebody. Same old Duncan doing same old Duncan things. We're gonna start with you this time, Jess. Give me your thoughts on Duncan tonight.
I almost feel bad for him. Like I almost have like some sympathy for him because like if I went from like what I was and how I was shooting to that, I just don't even know. I don't know if it's like a in your head like Ben Simmons type of thing. Like I just can't remember how to make a 3-pointer and like that's why I'm here. Like I was like holding my breath on some of the shots. Like God, let him get a few. Like let him get in his rhythm. Let him have a good comeback. And it's just like he made 2 and he was super underwhelming and he was like the same old not that I was optimistic or like feeling excited about it, but I almost didn't want him to like embarrass himself. I wish he came back and had a better game. But they should do a freaking case study on this guy and figure out like what went wrong over the last like few years. Like how do you go from that to this? I don't get it.
Yeah. The boy Duncan came into the game, played 23 minutes, had 6 points and 4 fouls. I will say, like he did have that lob to Bam, which was nice. You know what I mean? But I mean, let's not.
Oh, and one of the threes, he didn't catch and shoot, and it wasn't a dribble hand up. I saw him do a little, dribble, put the ball down for a second, and make it, and he never does. So I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, and it was on Ben Simmons too. So I mean, hey, look now. He gave Ben Simmons to work one play, but that's all you can expect from Duncan nowadays. Thank you, Alex, coming with the $5 dono. He said, why we act like Jimmy don't like these guys? He a Strus guy. Stop feeling bad for him. We don't feel bad for him. That's Stone with that bullshit. Stone, we coming to you. Talk about Duncan Robinson. Do you got any positives about him?
Oh, man, I wish I did. Like, genuinely. Because I'm thinking about it, like, of all the teams in contention, how many of them have like just a dog shit awful contract like Duncan on their roster? Off the top of my head, none of them. Like maybe the Clippers if they're contenders with the John Wall situation, but he's gone now. But anyways, like my theory is you can't go anywhere with this kind of contract on your roster. So I'm in the position where I feel like I have to root for him, but he's just so painfully awful and impossible to root for. It's a tough position to be in, specifically as Heat fans. I mean, it's just miserable. Like what's he, the 4th highest paid guy on our roster? And we can't even like get him into games. And like, here's a game where we thought we could sneak him in and no one would notice. And maybe he would get like a 3 or a second 3 and just like, oh, he was just painfully bad. I mean, it was like the foul call missed him. Those refs couldn't wait for that whistle. They saw 55 check in. Everyone put their whistle in the mouth. The second that he was close to someone, they were tweeting that thing off. I don't think there's any coming back. I don't know if it's mental, physical, all of the above. But I also don't see a path forward for this team being a serious contender until he's off the roster. So it leaves me in this unfortunate position where I feel the need to root for him, but I hate myself for doing it while doing it. And I really hate the front office for putting me in this position.
No, for real. I think we got at least 2.5 more years of Duncan Robinson. We are not going to be able to trade this guy. Look at you. Shut the fuck up, man. Like, just God, bro. You aggravate when you silent. But yeah, Duncan Robinson is the type of contract, like you said, it's a god-awful contract that you can't contend with, but you cannot, like, I think you encapsulated it perfectly. Like, we have to root for him because we have to hope that he can recoup any kind of value. So therefore, we have to pray that they keep putting him out there and hoping that he does something, even though we know that he won't. Dale, did you see anything new from Duncan, or was it the same thing? Same thing.
Bruh. Fuck Duncan Robinson. Fuck everything he stand for. Bro, I'm not y'all can feel bad for that sorry motherfucker all you want to, and that's cool. That's your right. but that bitch sorrier than a motherfucker, bro. Like he don't do nothing good. Like he's bad. He's bad at basketball, and the fact that we can't get that low down dirty son of a bitch off my roster, it bugs me. He's nothing but club space Adam Morrison. Legit club space Adam Morrison. What he do? He run around in space and jack up threes like he at Gonzaga. I think Adam Morrison went to Gonzaga. Sorry ass, bruh. Old club story. Old bachata dancing ass Luke Walton. Like, don't do nothing good. Don't do nothing. Fairchild Tropical Garden Keith Van Horn. Like, bruh, like live on Sunday Craig Elo. Bruh, don't do nothing good. Bruh, hey man. Winwood, Jeff Hornacek. Everglades, Brian Scalabrine. Like, do something, bruh. Like, do something, bruh. Like for real, bro. Like, I don't like Duncan Robinson. And the fact that he's back and I gotta watch him, bro. Like, I've been waiting for this day, but kind of not waiting for this day because I really didn't want to see him play. Poncon B State, Danny Ainge, like, he ain't it, bro. Like, he's really not it. And it's sad. It's so, he's a crutch, bro. Like, he's a dead weight that pulls this team down. Like, he's literally it. His contract and Lowry's contract, fuck, and that dribble handoff shit he was talking about earlier. Because if I could do a dribble handoff, I would fire a basketball and hand it off right into Ant's face. Because that shit is kind of funny. But no, fuck Duncan Robinson. Like, he is check soda JJ Redick. Like, literally. Greg Ostertag without 4 inches. Bro, like, stop it, bro.
Mr. Pibb, Detler Shrimp.
Sean Bradley ass. Well, RP Sean Bradley, but yeah, Sean Bradley ass boy. Useless as fuck. Just a big body compared to regular people. They can't do nothing on the court. Missed his first shot. Went down there 2 possessions later on defense. Got a foul. Clockwork. The Duncan Robinson special. Like, you want fries with that shake? Because he ain't gonna do nothing out there but shake ass and toot it up. He ain't doing nothing productive. What was his plus minus? Somebody, like, I know somebody got his. Hey,
he was a 0. He was a plus minus was 0, bro.
Made it out unscathed on that side. Don't even call that man Sasa Vujacic. Don't call him Sasa Vujacic. Sasa Vujacic at least hit 2 free throws in the end of Game 7 in the NBA Finals. Like, he
that's
at
the
least
machine.
You feel me? He at least don't disrespect Jason Capono. He won a 3-point competition. We sent Duncan Robinson out there in that motherfucker in 2019, and he smoked the shit right after Ben won the skill challenge. Bruh, sorrier than a motherfucker. He is literally Miami Heat.
That boy sorry more.
Duncan is Miami Heat Max 2. Let's put that into perspective and think about it.
I've been talking about Shane, bro. We not talking about Shane Hospital.
Oh, hold on. I know yes. I got one place where I can send Duncan Robinson. Oh, I'm sending that bitch to the Wong Dong Tigers. Ni hao.
Ni hao, bitch. Shishini, boy. That's what that boy need to be over there doing. And the dick eating is crazy. I just want to say that before you start talking. Man.
I got to get in here. Listen, first of all, Henley, you're on a roll. Just like you said, in December, prior to his injury, Duncan was shooting 40% from 3. Listen, me and the brothers, we hoop all the time.
What the fuck is wrong with this man, bro?
No more.
God, bro. What?
If I take a week off and I come back, I know I can't hit a shot. I can't imagine what this dude's going through, hasn't played in a month and coming back, and y'all expecting him to hit shots. Listen, he took a charge today. That's not something Duncan of last year would have done. This is a new and improved Duncan. I'm glad to see Jess was finally coming around too. She was agreeing with me. She said he hit a step back 3 today. That's a new and improved Duncan. And let me talk to all these box score watching fans for a minute. I'm not going to name any names, but some of them are comparing him to Walmart John Crotty, and it's just not acceptable.
Gentlemen, I want you to do me a favor. Remove this cracker from my show.
It's not about whether he's hitting shots. It's about the word of the day. It's about the gravity that he pulls. If you don't know, if you know, you know. I'm not going to sit here and to explain it to you, but it's about the gravity.
Bro, I be trying to tell y'all, Lenny. I be trying to tell y'all what that man's sole focus is to get on my nerves. I don't really care about y'all. His job is to get on my nerves every show, and he is generational at it. He can get on my nerves with the best of them. We done already been talking 55 minutes. Great.
Free money.
Shut the fuck up. Let's talk about that because the All-Star game coming up. What are y'all expecting with this Tyler Herro three-point shooting contest? And let's start with you. Where are you expecting Tyler to kind of finish in that field?
Well, he's a big-time player. We've seen that all the time, except in the playoffs when it matters most. So he's a big-time player. I expect him to do very well. He's going to beat Tyrese Halliburton in his ugly-ass Michael Kidd-Gilchrist shit, whatever the hell he has going on. Lowry Markin, and he might get the home cooking somehow, maybe to give him smaller balls. I don't know. But I expect big things from Tyler Herro. But I got to get in here, too, because it was really bothering me when y'all were here talking about Jimmy Butler. Thank you. See, thank you. There's some people who know ball in the comments. I'm glad to hear it. I'm truly grateful. All right. Jimmy Butler is the best thing this franchise has had since Dwayne Wade. And y'all are going to sit here and disrespect him. What if he's listening to this? You think that's going to make him want to stay? No. He's the best thing that this organization has had. And especially coming from a guy who was born and raised in Miami. I grew up diehard Miami Marlins fan, Florida Marlins, Miami Dolphins fan. Those teams, you know, if those teams had a season like the Heat are having this year, I would be thrilled. Now, granted, the Miami Dolphins have won 0 playoff games in my lifetime, and the Miami Heat have 3 rings. So I understand the standards are a little different there. But just disregard all of that logic. I would be thrilled if they were competing for playoffs year in and year out. And the reason the Heat have been competitive because of Jimmy Butler. So I'm not going to sit here and just quietly listen to the slander. What are some of these comments saying? We got,
oh my God.
I think I'll take that as a good thing. I think my dog Alex, I think he's on here. And you need to breathe because I'm spitting so hard. I need to take a breath. I couldn't agree more. Lenny, I don't know what you are.
Fernando, you actually cooking.
You're welcome.
Shut the fuck up. Stone, how you think Tyler Herro gonna finish in this 3-point shootout?
Yes, so I mean, like, repeatable shot. I'd like his chances, but he's going to be at a huge disadvantage because all the guys are going to have longer arms than him, and they're going to be able to get the ball off the rack quicker than him. So I think he comes in last.
Y'all know in 2K when you make your arm shorter, your shot go up. So that boy might be green and everything at that bitch chest. How you feel like Tyler Herro gonna do in this 3-point shootout?
When I saw that he was in it, I don't look at Tyler Herro and think like 3-point shooter. Like, I just don't. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, I just think like Buddy Hield's gonna win that shit. I don't know why he's in it. It's only because guys like Steph like won't play in that shit and like whatever. He has no business being there. Like he's as good a 3-point shooter as like almost all the rest of the NBA. That's how I feel. So I don't know. Somewhere in the middle.
Just don't say he has no business being there, because I've seen some people on Twitter say that because he's already in Utah, he could potentially be an all-star reserve. That, bro, if they put that boy on that team, bro, I'm going to lose. We're doing a post game after the show. Kendall, how you feel like the boy Tyler gonna do in a 3-point shootout?
I don't care. Who gives a fuck? Fuck that shit, bro. Like, I don't know. Y'all might watch it. I don't watch none of that shit. It's not entertaining to me. I mean, for his sake, him personally, hope he do good. I don't think he will, because I mean that's literally like somewhat of some kind of pressure. And we know how he deals with pressure. Not very well. And it kind of bugs me, to be real, that he's even doing it for a couple of reasons, to be honest. One that I'm about to say that I didn't even think of until right now that I said that it bothered me. And I'll get to my real reason. One is because, bitch, you have not been playing. Why are you about to go out there and shoot basketballs for the entertainment of someone not named the Miami Heat fandom? Like, you literally should be sitting on your ass and healing or whatever. Because if you could have played, if you could do that, then I'm wondering if you could have fucking played. And I'm kind of surprised that the Heat are even letting his ass go out there. But my real reason I'm upset is he should have already been in Utah. What is you talking about? Like, the fact that he should be the Lowry marketing of the All-Star weekend. He should be the host player representative man that Danny Ainge has been pushing all season. He should be the great white hope of Utah, not Lowry marketing. I want to see how he should be fighting for shots with Jordan Clarkson because they're the same exact player. And the fact that he is still on my roster and he's now headed to Utah instead of in the summer when he should have been headed to Utah, it disturbs me. And now because he was not playing recently and because he is going to this All-Star 3-point shootout, I am praying on his downfall. I hope he does not make a shot.
I'm with it.
I literally hope like the 4-point shot. I hope he airballs it. Because the fact that he's not playing, but he's going to go do all-star activities just to be in the mix, like a little tag along little brother. Like, bitch, you should not be in Utah. You should.
I think he made a comment.
Some rehab.
I think he made a comment too, Kendall, like talking about how like this is like the future of the Heat, or like setting the foundation for the future or something like that.
Trust me, somebody got to tell him, and it'll be me since you didn't earlier. Sir, you have no future on All-Star Week other than being a spectator or participating in the 3-point shootout, because you won't be in the dunk contest. You damn sure won't be in the skills challenge. And you most certainly, unless you catch a Goran Dragic lick at the end of your career, 10 plus years,
you won't sniff that fucking game.
A fucking All-Star game. I can promise you, bro, I would make it my mission, if you are in a Heat jersey, that you don't touch that All-Star game unless you so happen to be stunting. And due to hue and lack of athleticism, you, in my eyes, will never be stunting.
You know, that hue play a big part. Shut your ass up, man. I hate this man, bro. But you took my point like right out of my mouth. I don't like the fact that he's participating in this and hasn't felt the need to participate in these last couple of games. You ducking Mikal Bridges, you ducking the Nuggets. Like, did he play against Orlando? Don't really care. But it feels like he's ducking.
They pointed that out, that he seems to be he ducks the teams with like guards and forwards that can stay in front of him,
that can move, that have melanin and can move laterally. You know, when them guys come out the woodworks on him, that boy goes high and running from the smoke. But this 3-point contest, I think he's going to perform better than Duncan Robinson did because he's more equipped for this. But I think I honestly want to see how he does when all eyes are on him and there's nobody kind of take that pressure off. I hope, like you guys, that he loses. I want him to come in dead ass last, but I've been praying on Tyler Herro's downfall since he got drafted, so I don't want him to succeed, period. I just kind of really want him to go to the G League. Like, I really do. I want him to have that kind of career where he's a G League All-Star, nothing more. So we don't have no next game to talk about because that shit 9 days away. We might do something after the All-Star break, but probably not. I might let motherfuckers go to bed, rest, take this break with the team. And we'll see y'all after the All-Star break. So thank you guys in the comments, as always, for joining the show, making it much more fun than it would have been without you. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Stone. Thank you, Cain Kendall, for pulling up. Oh.
And the
And of
last
course, we want to
thank
thank
you
the
of the night.
the primary sponsor of the Basement Sports Network. We want to thank the people over at Simple Health Advisors. Y'all make sure y'all email our guy James Pugh at jpugh@simplehealthadvisors.com or give him a call at the phone number. Y'all know 321-345-7738. 321-345-7738. 321-345-7738. 321-345-7738. Hey, bro, just because of that little jig, I don't remember the man's phone number. Not finally, it took me half the season. But yeah, we'll see y'all guys next time. Oh, somebody forgot to lob. We don't need to lob every night. We'll see y'all guys next time. Play the video, Justin.
Oh, mama. Oh yeah. We packing somebody up tonight. Hey. Come on in, take your shoes off before we close the door. Few rules, heat packing the air. We about to blow. This the basement.